email marketing, and we're going to talk about, oh, there we go. We're going to talk about a very specific usage for email marketing, using email to build your relationship with your guests, and not your specific relationship, but your brand, right? So we're going to talk about building the relationship of your brand with your guests. My name is Elisa Holmes. I work with Bluetent. We're a digital marketing agency based out of Colorado. I'm personally from Maryland, up by the Chesapeake Bay, Maryland. We are a full-service digital marketing agency that works with our guests through the whole digital ecosystem. And when I talk about the digital ecosystem, I'm talking about everything from your website, your OTA strategies, your SEO, PPC, and your email marketing. So we're gonna take a micro focus on using email marketing because email marketing is one of the best things to focus on in the industry. Why is it one of the best things? Because it is the cheapest and it has the highest ROI. We see, on average, for every dollar spent, we see an average of about 44%. $44 for every dollar spent, which is huge. And in some markets, like the Outer Banks of North Carolina, we see an even higher return on investment with email. And it's important, the thing about email is you can't just go out and do email and start sending pictures, start doing things. If you do it wrong, you're going to lose the trust of your guest. You're going to ruin your brand relationship right away with that guest, and it's just going to go into the vortex of junk mail, and you're going to be spending money and not making money. So in a rapidly changing landscape of the vacation rental industry, building and maintaining trust with guests is your biggest priority. How do we do that? And how is the industry changing? Just to put some focus, actually, I've got to put my glasses on. I got this. I booked a property with Brindley Beach Vacations in Corolla, North Carolina, and I got this in the mail. And do you guys know what this is? It's a letter. It's a letter from the homeowner. And I was so excited to get this. I get emails. I sign up for every email list that there is. And I get emails from all of the vacation rental companies. Probably if you're sending emails, I've signed up for it. I'm getting that. But this was a letter from the homeowner. And I got so excited about it. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you because there's a full wildlife report on here. But it was just cute. Greetings from Corolla. To my 2019 guests, thank you for choosing my house and a warm welcome to 2020 guests. And then skip forward. 2020 will mark my 25th year as a rental homeowner in the Outer Banks. But sadly, this will be my last year as a participant in the OBX rental program. I turned 80 in August of this year and am just not up to the challenge any longer. And he goes on to talk about maybe he'll live there, maybe he'll sell it, maybe we want to sell, we want to buy it. But then in the email it says in 2020, my beach house is again represented by Brindley Beach Vacations. The house is identified as property number MSA, blah, 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 blah. So what this did was it marked a special place in my heart. And it really, I got to know this 80-year-old guy that owned this home. I haven't even gone. I'm not going until June. But I am so super excited now to go. And what we want to do is we want to be able to bring out that same kind of feeling with your email marketing. And I think we tend to forget email is an electronic communication. It doesn't have, I'm not touching it, I'm not feeling it, and it's really easy to delete. But I will hold on to this till my June vacation. So what we want to do is we want to talk about building and maintaining trust with your biggest brand. Building and maintaining trust with your guests as your biggest priority, and with the changing landscape, what we're seeing is OTAs, right? I used to come up here and I used to talk about how important it was to have mobile responsive websites. Because all of a sudden there was these things called smartphones. And for years, that's what everybody was preaching. Now, what's the biggest change we're seeing in the industry right now? What's happening to our brands right now? Is anyone? I heard something.
You're getting diluted.
They're getting diluted, right? And they're getting diluted by the OTAs. So more than ever, we need to figure out how we're going to get our brand into their hearts, especially if they booked with OTAs. So if somebody comes and they book with Airbnb, they book with Booking.com, that's great. We want to embrace those OTAs because we really have to now. However, once they book with you, you need to make sure that they know they booked with you. You need to make sure that they know that they've booked with Friendly Beach Vacations, Midget Realty, and give them a great experience so at the end of the day, when they're ready to come back to the Outer Banks, they're going to go right back to you. They're not going to go back to Booking.com to book that property. Let's not pay for them again. Email marketing connects you with travelers during all phases of the journey, from initially dreaming of and planning for a vacation to dreaming of the booking again at their new favorite destination. I was dreaming. I'm dreaming about my vacation. I got that letter, I got really excited. Now, I showed it to my husband, I showed it to my parents, they're all excited about the property, they've seen the pictures. We need to continue that conversation. What we're going to do today is we're going to tell a story. And we're going to tell the story of the journey of a particular family. I'm going to stop talking about mine now. This is our family. This is our vacationers. And they're all dressed for their beach portrait. They're all matching. We have Dad. Dad's a supervisor who hasn't taken time off from his high-stress job for a family vacation in 2 years. We have Mom. She's the keeper of the family budget. We all know that Mom's usually the one that books vacations, right? She also has the whole family to worry about. She has to worry about her teenage daughter, who she might actually get along with during the trip. She needs to worry about her son, who usually spends most of his time up in his bedroom playing video games. And also the family dog. They want to bring the dog on the vacation too. And then we have Grandma. And we need to make sure Grandma's got some mobility issues, so we need to make sure that we accommodate her too. So not only do we need to make sure that we're giving them a place to go where they can find a vacation, we're giving Mom a place to go to find a vacation, to book a vacation that's going to meet her needs. We also need to give Mom the ability to share what she's finding with Dad and with Grandma. You know, maybe Grandma's paying for it. So we need to make sure that we're giving them the best experience while they're dreaming, looking at properties, searching for the best vacation rental. So before the booking, that's where we are now with the family. Mom's looking at vacation rentals, she's talking to Dad, she's worried about the kids, she's trying to figure out best place to go, the best property manager to stay with. She might be looking at OTAs. She might be getting, hopefully, if she stayed in the Outer Banks before, she's getting emails from the company she got in the past. Then we're going to go through to before arrival, during their stay, and after their stay. So the entire life cycle of the guest. Let's start by talking about before the booking. We want to make it simple for vacationers to find, decide on, and book their vacation rental. Now, we all know we need a great booking site, but what we're going to concentrate here is email. Email sign up. We cannot email this guest unless we have their email addresses. There's lots of strategies to collect email addresses. Go into one specific one, but does everybody, can I get a show of hands of people that have an email sign-up strategy right now? What are you using to get email sign-ups?
One of the ways I use, we're not a management company, but we have vacation rentals here in Forge. I have a separate Facebook group that I use.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the, there's a set of couple questions before they join the group, and one of them is their email address. So that's attracting new people into my email list. And then once they're on that list, then I send quarterly newsletters and periodic things of
we're gonna talk about some of those things and using that to help build your relationship with that guest. But yeah, that's a great way to do it. Booking abandonment. Does anybody have booking abandonment on their website right now? Does anybody know, do you know what booking abandonment is? Have you ever gone and ordered something off Amazon before? Have you ever stopped because something was distracting you or you just decided you didn't want it? What happens a day later? Huh?
Email.
You get an email, right. You get an email, and that's what booking abandonment is. Booking abandonment, if you do it right, has a really high return on investment. We had a client in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, put booking abandonment on their website. The first 2 months, they had 12 clients abandon the booking. And you could abandon the booking for any reason, right? I mean, dad could be at work, and he's looking at properties to book, and boss walks in. So he's got to click out of it real quick. Or mom's at home, and she's looking at it, and the dog has to go out to go to the bathroom, or kid falls and hits their head. So there's a lot of reasons why a booking is abandoned. So what we want to do is 24 hours later, we want to remind them that they were there and that they need to come back and book with us. So we want to remind them of the brand. And then there's specials. We want to remind them that we have specials available to them so that they can come and book with you and get a better rate. So let's talk first about the newsletter sign up. We want mom and dad's email addresses, right? Grandma might be a good email address, but really she's not going to be the one that's searching. So using pop-ups allows website visitors to easily opt in to receive emails from you. Pop-ups are really annoying sometimes, but every website now has them. I love to shop online, and I'm sure a lot of you do. And they pop up, and they offer you something, right? They offer you something. They offer you 10% off. They offer you a newsletter. They offer to give you, in this case, be the first to hear about our vacation specials and new listings. They're not spending any money for this. They're just offering something. So don't just pop up and ask. Give them something in return. These things are great. They collect a lot of email addresses, and somebody is now invested in your brand because they're asking for you to send them an email. The one note I want you to remember on this one is do not put pop-ups on your mobile experience. There are tools that you can use that will allow you to customize the way pop-ups act on your website. You can control when they pop up. You can control where they pop up. You can control how long it stays. You can actually pop it up before they leave your site. But there is nothing more annoying than going to a mobile website. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a website and a pop-up comes up, I can't close it. I can't close it because it doesn't match. Also, Google doesn't like them. So you're gonna get hurt if you use pop-ups on your mobile. So remember that. Sending booking abandonment emails. So the important thing, we talked about what the booking abandonment email is. And with Jackson Hole, they sent out 12 abandoned booking emails. 10 people came back and booked through their email. This isn't Jackson Hole, this is Village Realty. Looks like you forgot to complete your reservation for Summer Winds. So not only are we saying, hey, you forgot to book your property, we're telling them we know exactly which property they were going to book, and there's a link back to the property to remind them, because they might have looked at 20 different properties at this point. So we're sending them directly back. Not only that, but your requested dates of Saturday, July 2nd to Saturday, July 9th are still available. So we're telling them that they can actually come back and book this. And in many cases, if you have this set up properly with your website, you can send them directly back to the booking. Don't make them work any harder than you have to. Keep vacationers informed about specials. People get a lot of special emails. This one was a lot of fun, and it performed really well. I lost the formatting on this, but what you don't see is this is an Easter egg hunt. So it was sent out for an Easter special, obviously. And basically, you went and you clicked on an Easter egg, and as you clicked on different Easter eggs, it might say keep playing, or it would give you a special. And this was interactive, it was fun, it was a well-branded email, and it drove a lot of bookings. Mom apparently had a lot of fun doing Easter egg, huh? Now let's talk about before arrival. Keep vacationers engaged and excited about planning their upcoming trip. So now I've booked. I'm ready to go. I booked my vacation in Brinley Beach. Mom has booked her vacation for the family. The kids are excited. They're talking, asking if they can bring friends and asking if they can spend all of Mom's money in different ways. So now we have them booked. There have been many instances that I've seen in the vacation rental industry where somebody goes and books on a website and there's no booking confirmation. How frustrating is that? I went in, I booked a property, and I have no idea that it went through. Make sure that you're sending booking confirmations. Make sure that those booking confirmations have your brand, have the information about the booking, have a phone number, and maybe some information about your company, some information about the different things on the website that they can go back and help plan their vacation. Travel insurance and cancellation policies. We all want to sell travel insurance. We're going to the Outer Banks. There's lots of things that could happen. Mom, she's price conscious. She's spending a lot of money. She knows that things happen. She knows that, somebody could get hurt. Another thing is, one of my worries when I booked my Outer Banks vacation is that we're going in June. We're going mid to late June. I live up in the Baltimore-Washington corridor. Sometimes it snows in March. And if we get a big snowstorm in March and the kids get off school for 5 days, guess what? They might be in school an extended period of time. I actually called up, because I know Lee, I don't know if any of you know Lee Hughes at CSA, before I booked the property and made sure that the travel insurance that I bought covered me if I couldn't come down to the Outer Banks because my kids still were in school, and it did. But those are the kind of things that you can do, and if it's an early June booking, you can make sure that that email that's triggered out to them talks about that time period, something that's relevant to the issues that may occur. You're talking about July and August, we're gonna talk about hurricane coverage. FAQs, add-ons, and experiences. Get them even more excited. Use your brand, use your emails to communicate with them about all the things that they can be doing down at the Outer Banks, all of the things that they can be buying from Midget Realty. They can book their property and then get their beach shares and have their beach shares there. Maybe have their groceries there. If they're coming in the winter, maybe have firewood. Tell them about all the things that they can be doing down when they're visiting. FAQs. Mom has to make sure that it's okay to let the dog off the leash on the beach. If they book a dog-friendly property, give them the information about the leash laws. Let them know if they're allowed to take the dog to certain places. Maybe even send them information on dog parks. To get a little more specific, sending a booking confirmation email. Thank you for your reservation. It's very simple. They booked. We want to let them know that they booked. If I booked on Airbnb or Booking.com, I have no idea that I booked with Paragon Lodging. I don't know, I booked with Airbnb, right? When I get this email, my confirmation, now I'm going to know that the company that I booked with through Airbnb is Paragon Lodging. And then if you notice down at the bottom here, if you've not already done so, we recommend highly to protect your purchase with travel insurance. Make sure all of your emails are branded, even the confirmations. Provide information regarding travel insurance and cancellation policies. This is another one. It doesn't have to be triggered immediately afterwards, but if they didn't order travel insurance, tell them why they should. Remind them, give them every opportunity not to make that mistake. Provide FAQs, add-ons, and experiences. This is one of my favorites for add-ons, Graybeard Rentals, because what they do is they give, actually at the time of booking, they have an integration with their software that allows for people to book. They can book their property, they can get tickets to shows, they can get firewood, things like that. But maybe the person that got this email came in through Booking.com. They would have no idea that Graybeard Rentals offers these things. So send them that. Send them the information. And then this is kind of fun. Down here, obviously you can tell somebody in Colorado put it together. They have oxygen deliveries. I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently when you're at 12,000 feet, you can get oxygen delivered, and sometimes it's really necessary. During their stay, make sure vacationers have all they need for a worry-free stay. Provide opportunities for sharing their experience. Provide necessary information for their rental. Give, right before they come, you want to send an email. You want to send an email that tells them how to get to the property maybe. Tells them what they need to do and check in. Tells them when the trash days are. Give them all the information they need to check in, to be prepared, to really have a good stay. Provide contact and emergency information. I was staying with the property manager down in Charleston, and we booked a property for a wedding. And we got to the property, we had all our check-in information, we had all our emergency information, and the rental was beautiful, the experience was beautiful, but we couldn't find the pool lights. Of all the things, my kids wanted to go swimming at night after all the wedding activities were done. We searched everywhere and couldn't find the pool lights. I said, no problem. I pulled up my welcome email, or my email that I got before we arrived, called the emergency information, and they got back to us. Make it accessible in the beginning, middle, and end. Remind them where they can go if they're having a problem, because the problems that are solved are going to be forgotten about. It's the problems that can't get resolved quickly or don't get resolved that become a really bad review at the end of the day. Encourage engagement on other channels. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. Encourage people to go to Facebook and interact with your brand. Encourage people to send videos, that you can use on YouTube. And we'll talk a little bit about ways you can do that. During the stay, provide necessary information for accessing the rental and emergencies after hours contact information. We talked a little bit about this. Again, what you'll notice is you're giving them everything they need in this email and the brand. Again, we're reinforcing our brand. This is how we keep that at the top of our guests' mind. We're giving them their arrival information, the property address, maybe who the property manager is with the contact information, their departure dates, when the trash goes out. It's very important. Encourage engagement on other channels. This is a really fun one. Guys, this got a lot of engagement. They still do this to this day. It was a photo contest. Hobbsville Beach Destination, a client of ours, we worked with them to put this photo contest together. And what it did was we sent them an email once they arrived to the property and said, hey, look, we have this photo contest. At the end of the year, somebody's going to get a free vacation next year. Well, what we need to do is we need you to share a picture. And the best picture will be a winner, and you'll get that free vacation. And there was different ways that they could submit this. And we're giving them actionable items right in the email. So we're making it easy for them. We can't send them on a goose chase. You've got to make it easy for them. Submit your photos today. That's going to take it, maybe pop up an email address for somebody that's going to be able to get the email. Or, you can go and view recent submissions. It might also give them the option to go directly to social media and download it, or a place on the website to download it. Once those photos were downloaded, there was rules in the contest that said they now own those photos. So you guys now have not only gotten engagement on social media and have people invested in your brand while they're staying at the property, but you own all these photos now that you can use elsewhere on your website, maybe even videos. After their stay, give vacationers the chance to rate their experience and inspire them. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's go back to during their stay because I want to talk about text messaging. I didn't get into that. How many of you are using text messaging in your communications with your guests? Okay, I didn't talk about that before the vacation, and I'm not going to talk about it after because text messaging can be really annoying, right? You don't want to overdo it. I have companies that I signed up for text messages before, and I told them to stop. Just stop sending it to me. But during the vacation, they might be laying out on the beach. They might be sitting by the pool, and text messaging is really going to get their attention. Maybe you can set up automatic triggers. We have this great thing called software that can be integrated with your email, can be integrated with your text message. On trash day, send everybody that has trash collection on Thursday, send them a text so they know. Let them know the trash is coming. If there's a festival in town and it's happening tomorrow, send them a text the night before and say, don't forget the Clam and Oyster Festival is happening tomorrow. Communicate with them, let them know, but don't overdo it with texts. Our cell phones are our life, and we don't want like an overall invasion of our cell phones. But nice reminders and cues for important parts of the vacation are important, and they're going to rely on you for that information to have a good experience. So let's go forward. After their stay, give vacationers the chance to rate their experience and inspire them to book another vacation. They've stayed, they've had a really great time. We need to remind them they had a great time with you, not Airbnb. They might have booked with Airbnb, but Airbnb didn't give them that great vacation experience. So this is our chance to remind them. We need to send a thank you message with the opportunity to provide feedback. This is something a lot of people forget. I tell my kids all the time, did you say thank you? Did you say thank you? Guess what? That applies to us too. Did we say thank you to our guests for staying with us? A simple email that says thank you will go a long way. Collect legitimate OTA guest emails. How many people are doing distribution on Airbnb, Booking.com, VRMIntel? Almost everybody, right? We get an email address from those companies. Let's talk specifically about Airbnb. They give us an email address at the time of booking that allows us to communicate with them. That email address is only good for 14 days after they've left the property. If you don't do something with that email address within those 14 days, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose your contact with that guest, and maybe the next time they come down to vacation in your destination, they're going to just go to Airbnb or go to Booking.com and book with your competitor next door. So make sure that we're collecting email addresses, and there's a lot of different ways we can do that. Booking anniversary email incentives and offers. There are so many different things that we can pull from our software. So much information in there about the guests. When did they come? What time of year did they come? Did they bring kids? Did they book a house with an elevator? Did they bring the family dog? You know, did they stay in a property on a golf course? Did they stay in a ski in, ski out? Right? These are the things that are going to really give us the ability to build a better relationship with the guests, because we're sending them things in email a year after they've left, 6 months after they left. It could be, hey, we might just have openings that we need to fill. We might be pacing behind for some of our smaller homes and want to send out some emails. So let's go back and see who is staying in those smaller homes. Maybe specifically, if we've got pet-friendly homes, we'll send it just to them. Give them a message they care about. Because if you're sending them things they don't care about, then they're just going to start deleting your email. Thank you email with the opportunity to provide feedback. This is all about relationships, and this is all about building your relationships so you can get back to the guest. One of the big things that we use to measure our relationship with the guests is reviews. right? That's how we find out what we did wrong and what we did right. And we will, hopefully we're learning from that. Hopefully we're reading these and we're learning from it. So we want to send that thank you. We talked about how important it is to say thank you. And we want to ask for a review. Now, if you see here, we're giving them, again, we're making it easy in the email. We're giving them the ability to say, yeah, they're thrilled. Or, it was good, we had a great time. Or it could have been better, right? Each one of these emails triggers another event. All right, they go to different places. So if somebody says it could have been better, then there's probably some problems that we want to address, and we really don't want to get a review until we've had a chance to talk to them. Maybe we can make it better. Even if they just said they're satisfied, there was something that happened that triggered that just satisfied, so we want a chance to be able to talk to them. With the excellent, that's great, we'll go ahead and we'll ask for the review. And again, we've got mom and dad, sometimes grandma. Collect legitimate emails. If vacationers book through an OTA, this can be a pretty taxing thing on your reservationist or anybody that's responsible for this, right? I mean, if we're getting 10, 15 Airbnb bookings or Booking.com bookings, VRBO, they might have to pick up the phone and call. Let's use email. Let's make it easy on us. You can actually trigger emails to segments of your audience. In this case, it's just people that have booked on OTAs. And this one here, your last chance to keep in touch. Your Airbnb temporary email address is about to expire. The only way we've been able to keep in touch with you through your stay, and we'd love if you update your email address so we can get you all the deals for your next stay. So that's going to trigger them to go to a form. And sometimes that form, which you can go a little bit above and beyond, not only get their email address, but ask them questions. Ask them questions about, if we're going to send you specials, would you like to hear about specials in the off seasons? Are you interested in coming in the fall? Are you interested in golf? Are you interested in coming in the winter? Get as much information as you can. Book your next trip directly with us. We love saving our guests money, and we want to make sure you know you can book the same property next time with an added touch of personal service and help straight from us. Book your next trip on sexandstays.com and save some money to add a new experience to your next Miami adventure. Educate your consumer. You should be doing this at all stages. Book direct, book direct, book direct, right? We have a book direct day. Make sure that when they leave, that next time they're going to save money. It's not just a special. It's just because they booked direct. Send a booking anniversary email with an incentive or offer. This goes back to using the property management data. Using the property management data in your favor so that you can you don't even have to think about this. You can just set this and forget it. There's a lot of companies out there right now that do email marketing. And with the property management softwares and the integrations we have with the websites and the software, we can get really, really deep with this and make it really, really easy for you. Automatic triggered emails that are going out with your brand. How will you know if your email strategy worked? Reviews hold the answer. If we've done everything in our power to make sure that the user's informed, we've sent them emails, we've sent them text messages, we've responded when they've had a problem, we know we're going to have we've had a good relationship with that guest, and hopefully we're giving them a really easy way to give feedback. And if your reviews are coming back and they're great, you're getting really good reviews, you're doing a really good job, and your relationship with your guest is very good. Somebody fell. This is kind of funny to me, and I'm actually going to put my glasses on and read this. I worked with one of our email marketing specialists, one of our review management specialists, and we took a segment of a bunch of different reviews that are sort of relevant to our family story and put them together to see what of along the way, we hadn't informed them, we hadn't given them easy access to us, what would happen. And when people are pissed off, they like to write a lot. They will write all day long, even if you're not prompted. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read this. Family vacation ruined. We got a lovely 1-star review. Our family hasn't taken a vacation together in years, so we were excited to spend a week together at the beach for some much-needed family bonding time. The problems we had booking should have been a red flag of what was to come. After several rounds of discussions with our family, we finally found a house that looked like it had something for everyone and booked it. This is real stuff that we pulled off of different emails. Different reviews that we've seen in different places. We never received a confirmation email from the management company. And when I called to make sure my reservation had actually gone through, I got put on hold for 20 minutes. And the woman I spoke to on the phone sounded irritated that I had called. Fast forward to when we arrived. We left after work and drove to the management office. We had hit some traffic and ended up arriving 20 minutes after the office had closed. But we had no idea where to go or how to get into the home we had rented. We ended up finding an after-hours phone number buried on the company's website and had to wait an hour for someone to meet us at the office to give us a key and check-in instructions. The next day, we noticed that the air conditioner was leaking. We hadn't noticed when we arrived since it was dark. And my 80-year-old mother slipped on the puddle from the dripping. Now, this is getting a little ridiculous, but we've seen all of this. I was horrified. We called the management company, and someone came and put towels down and told us to walk around it because they didn't have a maintenance person on call that day. On top of all of that, we weren't informed about trash collections. So we didn't know when to put the bins out, and with the record heat, we could barely get out of the house on the last day without holding our breath because of the stench. Do not stay with this company. We'll be finding someone more professional to stay with next time we come back. Now, we read between all the many lines of complaining here. There's a lot of things that we did wrong, and there's a lot of things that we can fix. So one of the things, if you don't take anything away from today, one of the most important things is use your reviews. Read your reviews to find out what you're doing wrong during the whole guest cycle, and use them to fix that. Now, we've specifically talked about the way email can do that for you. What we really want to see is this. If people had a really good experience, it's going to get a lot shorter. It's going to get a lot more vague, and it's going to be a lot more brief. But it's also going to be really good. The rental company was amazing. The house was spectacular, and even though we had a minor issue with the leaky air conditioner, we had a fantastic family vacation. I definitely recommend staying with these folks. So, just keeping in front of your guests. Air conditioners leak, right? Condensation happens. We can't control that. But in the scenario here, the guest was able to get in touch, and they got a good response from the management company. Does anybody have any questions about any of these things, about how these automatic triggers are pulled, about any of the steps, any of the solutions here? All right, well, again, I'm with Blue Tent. We're a full-service digital marketing agency. Email marketing is just one of the things we do, but we're extremely passionate about it because if you do anything, if you have a small marketing budget, if you have some extra dollars to spend, and you're not doing some of the things that you've seen up here today, they're very, very cheap barriers to entry to get things done. Email, like I said, has the highest ROI out of all of the specialties. We also do digital marketing, SEO, PPC, content writing, strategy, channel management. We distribute to Airbnb, Booking.com, and soon to come Google. We provide powerful booking websites with powerful booking engines. So that's it. That's everything I have. No more questions? All right. Thank you, everybody. If you to take away some notes, come up and give me your business